The time is now to punch a ticket to the Sweet 16. The 3 seed LSU Tigers getting set to battle the 6 seed Florida State Seminoles. Great energy and a jam-packed student section on hand tonight. First meeting since 2019 underway in Baton Rouge. Here comes FSU. Latson on cue, the layup. Tigers trying to scratch the score board, and it is Samoro will do exactly that. LSU 6th in the country at 85 per contest.
Both teams very comfortable turning into a track meet. And boy, those baseline out of bounds under this time of the year, you cannot give them up. Breakdown that time by LSU underneath.
Latson with 4, and Jimmy, that's what both sides were working on first this morning at shoot-around. Those out-of-bounds plays inside to Smith.
Good sign early for LSU to get her involved on the offensive end.
Latson with a three-pointer. Janiyah Latson from downtown. I need to be more vocal. I need to make sure my leadership is where it needs to be to win a game like tonight. Great dish from Flage inside the Morrow.
Yeah, she is such a workhorse.
Latson with 8. Stolen. She averages more than 2 steals per game. The mid-range. She'll get it back. Janiyah Latson dominating early, and it's 10-6.
2-quarterback system between my 2-point guards. It's just whoever's playing the best, but they cannot turn the ball over, just manage it in this game.
Morrow to Smith, brilliant time. It's 10-8. Turnage, bounce pass is picked off. Here comes Flage.
He is so good with either hand around that rim.
10 points, 2 boards. Latson gets a breather, nearly halfway home, and an entertaining start in our first quarter of the second round. In Baton Rouge, and the kids for Morrow. She's got 6.
Again, just manage the game. If you're the LSU point guard, you're surrounded by All-Americans.
Kim Mulkey basically reiterated that to us earlier this morning. Williams from downtown.
You have to walk that fine line if you're Florida State in this building. You want to stay aggressive and play fast, but not to the expense of opening up this game in front of the home crowd.
Morrow with the mid-range. It's been fantastic. Off the steal, Latson back on the court. She has all 10 Florida State points, and now her second steal. Make that 12 in a row for Janiyah Latson to start.
She got to get some help, though, right? Good enough to keep you in the game, but got to have some help to win the game.
Day Wilson to Morrow. She's been active inside to Smith and the bigs. The high-low action has been working well.
I mean, you've got to make your open threes if you're Florida State to hang in this game.
Backdoor cut, Michaela Williams. 21-12, and the largest lead for LSU.
LSU has cut in the games that we've seen here so far.
Gordon the runner, short, Timpson on the offensive glass. First bucket for a non-Janiyah Latson player. 22-14, 1 of 2 at the line. Latson over to Gordon, corner triple. Big shot, a much-needed three-pointer.
That can't happen if you're LSU on your home floor. You allow someone on the first side to be wide open from 3.
LSU shooting nearly 70% to start. Williams with a mid-range.
She didn't like the opening shooting drill that they went through and circled them up and said, that better be the last unrelentless thing we do today.
Morrow relentless on the dribble drive.
25 points a game coming in.
Williams, the layup line continues. Florida State giving up nearly 72% from the floor to start. Explosive start for the home team. It's 72% from the floor. Williams, wide open.
She is the next superstar, I think, coming out of LSU. And Morrow and Flage get the headline, but she's right there with him. Leads this team in assists and third in scoring at almost 18 a game.
From the wing, the response by Williams.
And that's where Florida State is different this year than last year. They've improved defensive efficiency by about 35 points on the year.
Timpson, the great entry pass. She's got 4, and it's a one-possession game.
After the double-double Saturday, 18 and 11. She is a walking double-double for Florida State.
Gilbert forces the issue and her first field goal.
The individual performances in this tournament so far. I was watching yesterday. Serena Sundell, the 6-foot point guard from K-State, 19 and 14 in their win at Kentucky.
Errant pass from Gordon. Gilbert short on the layup. Here comes FSU. looking to tie or take the lead. Bowles from the corner, and Florida State grabs its first advantage of this ball game.
An athletic family brought up to be tough.
Latson with a crease. Timpson. That's it, and a chance for three.
Yes, ma'am. 15 turnovers a game, and they're going to creep towards that number right now if they don't get control of it.
Morrow shows the range and the skill set on full display with 14. Gilbert on Treadwell, inside to Smith.
Yep. Roy, Florida State is going to down the ball.
Jada Richard lays it in.
That's those fast break points I'm talking about. Now, she had to go through contact and pretty good defense. But you do not, if you're Florida State, want to turn that thing over to live ball turnovers in this game.
Crowd back in it, Latson, and a chance for three. State capital of Louisiana, we're calling Baton Rouge, and what an atmosphere, and here's a steal. KK Timpson, coast to coast.
Well, they are scoring off their defense, are they not, Florida State? Just the exact type of game we thought we would have all weekend long. Looking forward to Monday.
Gilbert from the elbow. Only 5 for the Seminoles. Timpson, 44-43.
We had a great conversation about it today after the shoot-around.
Shepard with a bounce. Willed that one in. Here comes Latson, 19 on the board. She averages 25 per game. Timpson, boy, the ball just died on the heel and dropped.
And as soon as her defender went towards the ball, just an easy throwback to the 15-footer.
Mid-range is there for Richard.
Are we playing with a legal ball and legal rim? Man, of this thing going in at a high clip.
And finally, some help for Latson. She'll survey between the legs. Circus shot, and it drops.
That is special.
Morrow on the offensive glass. Venezuela with the rejection. Saved by LSU. Richard again.
Wow. Such a tough kid, right, for a true freshman.
And the stars shining brightly here in this second round matchup.
Boy, remember, Florida State, they're 17-1. If they make 8 or more threes, they've already made 5 in the first half. And a lot of time on that clock. Those point guards for LSU, they're not out there to score. They're out there to manage the game.
Bowles on Williams. Mid-range.
Yep.
Here in our third quarter, Sydney Bowles with 5 points. Inside to Morrow.
Boy, there have been a lot of one pass.
Latson contested. Here's Smith. Flage's only attempted 3 shots tonight. Make it 4. And how about that finish?
Yes, ma'am, again.
The lead is back to 8. Knowles only 2 points in the second half. Make it 4. There's Latson.
Unbelievable control of her body has Latson. Around that rim. It's hard to guard.
Jay Wilson outside of Flage. The Hezzy. The layup.
So she. Inside that 4 white jersey.
Latson on the cut and stolen away by Morrow.
Good
pass to Smith. Williams is wide open. That's a 3. Gordon, the silencer.
You've got to stay aggressive if you're Florida State in this game and try to match LSU.
LSU outscoring FSU 14-6 here in the third. The dump offs.
Roy, the 19th assist in this game for Kim Mulkey's kids.
Largest lead for LSU playing in front of this raucous crowd. Williams, silky smooth on the spin and the finish. Tonight, Latson 25 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Also, the turnovers starting to mount up. Got 5 in the game. Smith down low.
In terms of how strong the roof is, because they are waiting to explode.
Inside to Morrow.
She gets to that glass on the rise of the shooter, which all great rebounders understand.
Williams, why not?
Kim Mulkey's having a party over on that sidelines.
That time off after the SEC tournament has meant a lot to this program, Jimmy.
Well, you look at the banners up there that the women's programs have won here, and all their trips to the Final Four aren't supportive of who she is and embraces those that love her. And I put me on that side of it because she has been so good.
It was an exciting weekend for her as well. Her best friend, Jan Crawford, a CBS News correspondent. Her daughter played at George Mason, so they got to spend some time together before. Flage racing for the rebound is Day Wilson. Back and forth.
That is big time. I'm telling you, it all started.
That she reached double figures, but it was the lack of turnovers and all of the assists managing the game. And Michaela Williams keep up what we witnessed in the first half, and it was all LSU since the break. And a timeout call.
When the awareness of Williams to know where that camera was, I have fallen in love with this LSU team. Not in terms of how good they are, but how much joy they have.
Those passing lanes, the angles, the finishes. You mentioned earlier, 26 assists. In and out, and back down it goes for Smith. She's got 20 points, a new season high for her. And just the way they share the basketball. Joy's a great word. Latson the step back three, and splashes that one in. She's got 30
over the last couple of days.
Laura.
Kim Mulkey goes to that 2 or 3 times a half, just overload one side.
There's going to be some outstanding athletes on display in that game. In a battle of wills between the SEC and the ACC again. There's 7 assists, a new career high.
Where she leads the nation in rebounding, and she is maybe 6'1".
I love how she looked the part in that win over George Mason on Saturday.
In the first half of this game.
Really did.
Gonna stop the action. It was a 1-point game at half if we just now turn it on. 50-49. That first half was as good as you're going to see. Special year from Latson and company. That is too much, though, by LSU out of the SEC for Florida State to keep up with in this one.
Alan Swain thinking about it. And that's going to do it. A second half for the ages. And Kim Mulkey back to the Sweet 16. The LSU Tigers headed to Spokane.
Just a dominant second half performance by LSU. Really the first half as well. Florida State was able to hang for the first 20 minutes, but not so much in the second half. Advanced to their 3rd straight Sweet 16.